Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Authors Up. We are glad to have you with us this evening. This is the 7 o'clock hour on Sunday night, and you know this is where you need to be, right? Absolutely, absolutely. I want to introduce my co-host for the evening. We have Ms. Ruth Griffin over here.
Thank you.
And we have, and we have Ms. Victoria over here.
No, darling.
And I am Andrea L. Hines, and we are so excited about this evening. There's something about a first of anything. And when you are part of it, you never, ever forget it. So we are excited. We're excited for what we're going to reveal tonight. We're excited for our special guest in the house tonight, and we'll talk about her a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to go on and get started, and we're going to let Queen Victoria over here talk to you a little bit about the history of AU, how we came to be, and tell you some good stuff.
All right. How y'all doing, Bronze Girls?
We good.
You good? All right. All right. Well, Authors Up began with an idea that God gave our lovely elder, Dr. Andrea Hines. It began. She came to me in church one day and discussed this. I have something I want to ask you, and so she told me what she wanted to do, and I was so humbled and just honored that she even thought that I could do something like that. And, you know, my book had only been out a little bit. I was like, who, me? But because she is who she is and I love her, I said yes. So we got together and we talked many times on the phone, and our first recorded, when we first started, we did record it. And I'm looking back at it now. We started in 2019. And I really believe that it was God blessed that we were able to start something like this because he knew we would need that during the pandemic. And it was just wonderful to be able to record the shows. I listened to the first show maybe a few weeks ago, and it's so funny how we have grown from then to now. So last year, we decided that, okay, let's get a little bit more into the technology. And so we started live last July. And it has really grown even more than we have felt more of a connection with our audience. We're connected with each other. We can see each other instead of, you know, like I can tell when she's going to talk or Ruth is going to talk, and so we don't interrupt each other. It is just a wonderful experience. And our authors that we have met live, it has just been wonderful. We have done some amazing things with Authors Up, and it was something that I never thought was possible. But looking at all of you, it is just wonderful to see you, to know that you have connected with us. It's great to see the faces, that we see the names, you know, pop up. But to look at you, it is really beautiful. And so I just am so appreciative. We have, we've done a story challenge. We've done things like an Authors Up Playhouse, where it was like, remember those radio shows back in the day? And you would have the stories. We've done a few of those. We've done something else that we're going to reveal tonight. It's just been wonderful. One of the things that I'm most proud of to say is that Authors Up is actually international. When we get on the show and we start, we just talk. You know, we love each other, we're friends, and we just do what we do, not realizing that this has touched countries. We've been in such countries as Spain, Ghana, Canada, Jamaica, Japan, Italy, Germany, Russia, South Africa, and India, all from an idea that God gave Elder Hines. And so it is amazing. That's right. That's right. Amazing. It's amazing. So now we are, I think we're caught up. I think you're caught up. And so we just want to say thank you to you. This has been our way of just saying thank you for supporting us, for just tuning in every week, for sharing the lives, for just being with us. And we're just honored. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
You done?
I think I'm done.
You sure? Okay. You can tell we have fun together all the time. All the time. We never know what to expect. And I want to share this little quick story with them. When we first started and we were doing radio only, and we were recording everything, and we wanted the last line of the show to be, "You will never know what's going to happen when you tune in to Authors Up." And that's exactly the way it went. It took us about 50 times to be able to say Authors Up in unison.
We still can't do it. We still can't do it.
So we have come a long way, but we have some special guests before I go on. We had asked some of you to write in some questions that you had for us about the authors, about the show, about the programming. But I want to, Victoria was talking about the different kinds of things that we have done. And one thing that we did was the AU Playhouse. And we took a script, we did this a couple of times, and we actually did dramatic reading on the air with that script. And one of those playwrights is here tonight, and that's Miss Aisha Stocks. Aisha, can you stand for just a minute? And we also have one of the authors that we had interviewed, and that is Michelle Hill. And her book was Giselle's Silly Soggy Day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So she was one of the children's book authors that we have had on the program, and it's really been an interesting time. So let me read a couple of these questions, and we'll see where we will go from there. This is a good one, and this is one for you, Ruth. The question is it better for an author to stick with or to stay with or stick with one genre of writing, or should they explore? How do you pinpoint what genre is best?
So let's start with the second question. How do you pinpoint what genre is best for you? What do you read? So if you read romances, you probably have a propensity, you will probably have a propensity to write romances. If you read adventure stories, that's probably what you lean towards and you will want to write. Now, this is not to say that you can't write anything else, but it is possible. Isaac Asimov actually wrote in every genre there is out there. So if he can do that, if you want to write in 3 different genres, the only thing I would say is just to make sure that you are well versed in what you want to write. So if you write romances and now you want to look at doing an adventure story set in Greece, make sure you know about the setting, make sure you know about the time that you're writing in. So just do a little extra research, and I think you'll be successful in both genres.
She's so knowledgeable.
Yeah, that's why we keep her.
Exactly.
Yeah, she knows stuff. Okay.
Job security.
Here's a good one. This one says, how do you pick the authors and the books you put on the show? How do we do that?
That's another Ruth question.
Exactly.
So we get our authors different ways. We do have a service that we use, matchmakers.fm. They help us find guests. I believe that's how we've got Michelle Hill on our show. We also query. If there's a particular author that we know, we may ask them on. Others have come to us to say, hey, we would like to be on your show. So, and usually we take a look at the books, if they're inspirational, if they're interesting, if they are different. If you guys were able to listen to, I don't remember her name. She wrote Melanoid Chronicles. That was a different.
Zarina Hakim.
Hameen. Yes,
Zarina
Zarina
Hameen.
Hameen. She wrote the Melanoid Chronicles, and it is an encyclopedia of, what would we say?
Black history.
Yeah, Black history in this millennium. So You know, if you've never heard of it, I would encourage you to that. But it's different from anything else that we've explored. So, yeah, we invited her to be on the show. So.
Now here's one. It says, how do upcoming authors learn more about your program, like becoming a guest, writing techniques, etc.? And
I
they,
think I could say that.
yes, I think so.
Send us an email at what?
AuthorsUp@gmail.com. Now here's a good one, and I think all of us can probably weigh in on this. It says, how does a person interested in doing a show like yours have to do to prepare? I think they mean, what does a person interested in doing a show like yours have to do to prepare?
How about you answer that one?
Contact us at authorsup@gmail.com. It's really simple, and it really is that simple. And we are blessed to be able to have a lot of the authors who come on refer other authors. A lot of times they are in writing groups and things like that, and they say, gee, you know, this person, I think this person would be really good for your show, or that person would be really good for your show. And we have them actually, you know, send us an email to authorsup@gmail.com. And Ruth has a format that she's put out there. There are a number of questions that she asks, and as they respond to those, then we make a decision as to, you know, who we will have participate with us on the program. In terms of this, what do I want to say, this format that we're doing, there are things that are a little different. And we have to remind people sometimes, because some people are well versed in doing podcasts and things like that. It's not a problem. When they're not, we have to say, well, you need to come on a little early so that we can make sure that your mic is right and that your bed is made up. We've had, you know, some that have
Don't
not
have a bright light.
paid
right in back
attention
of
to
you.
the background, you know, so you have to be aware of that. People kind of look at their setting as being this circle. But the truth of the matter is, that camera's picking up everything behind you as well. So we kind of talk them through that process and let them know the other things that have to go into it. And we want everybody to be comfortable. So we do have those conversations that say, we have them come on early enough to say, is there any question that you have? Is there something that you want to know from us before we get started? We don't have a platform where we're trying to surprise anybody, you know, and say, 5 years ago when you were writing, what happened then, Ruth? Tell us about it. So we want them to be comfortable. We want them to know how the flow of the show is. We have some authors who talk a lot, and we have some authors that just answer questions. so you kind of have to feel your way through and see what's best for them. So I hope that answered that question.
I think we also have to add that you also have to expect the unexpected. We've had times when we had a show prepared, we had our notes, we knew it was going to happen, author did not show up. So we've had to learn how to shift when that happens. And those are the most interesting shows, I think, because we didn't know what was going to happen. So now we're talking like off the fly. So I've enjoyed those shows a lot because we end up being inspirational. We end up laughing and having a good time when we could have panicked and it could have went south, but it didn't. So always expect the unexpected.
Yes, like that time you had unexpected visitors.
Yes.
Or the bubbles on the laptop.
The water that fell over.
Yes, usually it's on her end, but we're not pointing fingers.
Frozen screen, you know, we're sitting there going, did she go away? Is she coming back?
Yes, so it's been an adventure.
I think the bubbles was the most funny. It was her birthday, and I was, because we weren't together, I was doing a big show. So I had bubbles. I was going, whoo, and just showing the bubbles, you know, happy birthday. I had the birthday crown, all this stuff. The bubbles fell over onto my laptop, and it just shut me out. I'm like, send me the link. So then I had to get back on. I was so upset that my laptop was just, but once it dried, it came back on. But it was hilarious. And Ruth is referring to, we were on the live show. my doorbell rings. I'm trying to ignore it, and the bell just ding dong loud. So then Ruth goes, why don't you just go answer it? Will? So yeah, always expect the unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen.
Here's a good one. This is a good one. How can we, the fans, help grow Authors Up visibility audience base on social media? How can you help to grow Authors Up?
That's my question, apparently.
All of us can weigh in, I think.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. So, follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. Share our posts, tell people about us. So, we do have an international audience. We also want a local audience. You know, we have you guys, and we are grateful for everyone that we do have, because we do cover a certain demographic. If you look around the room, you see what it is. But we definitely want to grow. You know, we definitely want to our show to be out there, and our show to become a mind share. You know, we want people to think, okay, authors podcast. Oh, Authors Up. So just follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, whatever your choice is. You can follow us on YouTube as well. We're on there. So, and just tell people about us. Mm-hmm. Guys?
I think you did a wonderful job.
I thought, okay, thank you.
Let me do, we got a couple of quick ones here, and then we're going to move on. Would an author do well as a playwright or vice versa? Or are these two totally different things?
Miss Playwright?
I'm like I said, I don't write plays, so I don't know.
Well, I'm about to find out. I think they are two totally different styles, and Aisha can help me out with that. This is the first time, this year will be the first time that I am taking something that I have written as a novel and turning it into a play that we can do at the Authors Up Playhouse. We're going to do that. We're shooting to do it in December. So this will, I'll be able to answer that question in January. But I really think it's it feels like it's going to be two different processes. And I don't know, this is going to be, I'm going to just kind of work my way around it. Shall I tell them what we're going to do?
Well, yes,
No?
but let me answer.
Go.
Let me add
Go
on
ahead.
to that. It is two different processes. That's not to say that it can't be done, because a lot of films, you have the author who writes the screenplay itself, because they want to stay faithful to their work, which is not to say that it won't be changed later on. But you know your work best. It's just a question of learning the other medium. So if you can sit there and learn the rules of what a screenplay or a playwright, a script looks like, then you can take your work and convert it to that. Vice versa, and you've written plays.
Yes.
So you can speak about going from a play to a novel. You know, and I think you did a great job with The Train.
And that's what we're going to be doing in December.
Train.
The Train. Yeah, we're going to do The Train.
So we'll have a casting call soon.
Very soon,
Yeah, very soon.
like tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Well, I have to write a book now, because both of you have done your books on the Playhouse. I guess I have to write a book now, so I can get
Hey. Okay, I think that's it for the questions. We certainly had some good ones tonight. And yeah, I think we can move on at this point. So Ms. Ruth, what you got for us?
Oh, awesome. So we, and this is really the point of this evening, aside from getting to see your beautiful faces. So we have done some incredible things in the last 3 years, but one of the, I feel like the greatest things, and I think we would agree, our first year we ran a contest called,
From concept to creation, completion.
yes, so we asked several of our listeners, or we asked all our listeners to submit a manuscript of a book that they had written, they had worked on, put together, and we would take it from their concept to completion. We would publish their book. And we received wonderful manuscripts. We received extra manuscripts. And we received others that needed a little extra love and attention that we were not able to give to at the time. So, which is not to say, because I believe, honestly, I think everyone has a book inside them, at least one. So, we'll talk about that later. But, we went through it. We spent several weeks just going through the manuscripts, and we were able to select one that was called Adria's Transformation. And yes, it was a romance, so of course we all went, oh, we wanted that happy ending. And it was just excited to be able to share so the author was Paula Obi, who is our special guest tonight. We're going to bring her up in a minute. But we were able to share, with her our excitement, and in the next, what's it been, almost 2 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
2
we gonna
years,
birth this baby.
Yes, absolutely. We've been able to coach her, to work with her, and to finally get to that point where we're going to say we're almost ready to publish. So, and that is the point of this evening. So we want to say we are excited. I feel at this point we're like the midwives in the room. We can't wait to see it, to have everybody hold the book in their hands and just to share a little bit about it. So, Paula, will you please come up? So, I was gonna read her bio, but I think I'm gonna save it because she will be on our show. Come February, we are going to release her book on Valentine's Day. Yay! So, and specifically, I know you all have noticed this right here. We're going to do a cover reveal today. So, and the reason that we've kind of waited, that we're doing this, is because we wanted to build her audience. We wanted to give her the opportunity. We want to give her book the opportunity to succeed. So, there are a lot of authors, I'm a publisher for those who don't know. There are a lot of authors who just want to rush to get their book out, but you don't have an audience to read it. So we want to make sure that she has an audience. So, Paula?
Hello. I'm back.
Yes, and we are so happy to have you here.
Good to be here.
So, I'm going to start how we usually do. Tell us about your story.
Well, the story is about a young lady who finds love. But in order to find love, she had to find her voice. It's a Christian love story, and it was actually birthed out of one sentence that someone said to me. Now, the awe-inspiring thing is I have no idea how to write fiction.
I don't think that's true.
Right.
You don't think that's true?
Nope.
No.
I have no idea how to do that, but it is fiction with a splash of life, or life with a splash of fiction, whichever you want. And when you have the most awesome writing coaches in the world, give it up to the writing coaches. They're going to bring it out of you.
One way or another, yes.
One way or another. So I'm very excited about that entire story. If you know people in our lives, I think you can connect with the journey. And that was the main point, to connect with the journeys. So
Yes.
Excited. I'm getting excited.
Well, I hope so, yes. No, and it's not just, you guys get excited because it is, I love romances, I love happy endings, but when you can see redemption in it, when you can see real life, and I think your story has a lot of that in there. So I think that you're going to have great success with this book.
Thank
So,
you.
You're welcome.
I'm very excited.
So we're going to reveal your cover now.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Now, she has seen the preliminary, but she hasn't seen the final.
have
So
not. I
we're
have
going to
not.
stand up and
Okay,
we're going to
let's-
take a look at it. So Paula, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, sorry.
Does that make you want to fall in love? Oh my goodness. Okay. Amazing.
So, Adra's Transformation is the name of the book, and it will be released on Valentine's Day, 2023. Paula, what'd you think?
Well, I'm trying to find words, trying to
Okay.
find the voice. It is amazing.
Awesome.
Now it's real. It's real. And I am just so excited and amazed and in awe of God.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's it. You
In
know,
awe of God.
sometimes let me rephrase that. We always give him credit. Because even with, you know, people may look at romance as a secular genre. I think God birthed love.
He had to.
Oh,
Yeah, I do
yes.
too. He
So-
is like, yeah.
So we are excited. You know, we still got a few more phases to go through, just small ones, but, you know, we'll get all that worked out. And we put little flyers together, so we want everybody to go home, follow Paula on Facebook, start sharing with her as she begins her journey as an author. And you will be the first to know when that book is released. Give her the love that she's sharing with you. So, Paula, we look forward to it.
I'm excited.
We are too.
I'm getting excited.
Awesome.
More excited, yes.
I do want to say this. In going through this process with you, it is, I don't have the right word for it, but when you are assisting someone deliver their baby, and to be able to give them guidance and give them direction and not take it away from them and have them say, tell me again, what do you think I need to do in this place? What do you think I need to do? Not in terms of rewriting the story, but just in terms of the process itself. And Paula, I commend you for really being pliable, for listening to the direction, for taking it to heart, to not be offended, because that can very easily happen. But you never were, and you always were at that place of saying, you know, I thank you. I thank you for what you're pouring into me to allow me to be able to produce this dream that I have. So I commend you for that, you know, not just in being a writer and having a great story to tell, but in going through the process with such grace and going through it in a way that made us want to get on that call. Says, we got to do right by this lady.
Yes.
We got to make sure that this book is exactly what she wants it to be, and the story is told exactly the way she wants to tell it. So I do commend you for being a great author to work with. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I think that's about it for the evening. We have had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this program as much as we have enjoyed it. Someone asked if we would be doing more intimate evenings with Authors Up, and that is totally up to you. What do you think? Do you want to do this again? Okay. Well, in order for us to do this again, you all got to write some books. You got to read some books. You got to send us an email to authorsup@gmail.com. Like, share, tell people about us. And if you know any authors out there, if you know of any books that you have read that you think are absolutely wonderful and you think need to be shared, we always say everybody's got a story. It just depends on whether or not they want to tell it. So if you know anybody like that, send them our way. We are on the air every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. and we have a replay of that show every Saturday evening at 7 p.m. So I tell you what, we've got a road ahead of us. We're not sure exactly what God has planned for us. We know it's going to be exciting. We know that you're going to be a part of it. Yes? Yes. Okay. And we are looking forward to it. Paula, we are expecting great things. We are expecting another book, because with Ruth, you can't stop at one. You got to do another one. So I hope that is forthcoming for you and will be there. We want you all to keep looking out for Authors Up. We will have that casting call coming in very, very soon for the train, so that we can do the Authors Up Playhouse in December as we want to do. If you saw the other one or listened to the other one, we had a lot of fun doing it. The story, The Train, is a good story. Of course, it's my book. So humble. But please, please stay with us. Pray for us. Think about us. And we want to continue to bring you great programming and great books and lift up some great authors that otherwise may not be heard of in some countries across the world. So again, thank you so much. It's been a great evening. Got any closing remarks?
All I have to say really is that, I love you guys so much, and it has just been an awesome experience for me to do something I never thought I could do, to step outside the box and do what we do, and to do life together. We pray together, we share each other's joys and sorrows, and we're truly friends, and that makes a big difference. So I don't know any other show like ours. And yes, I'm biased. So I just appreciate you guys so much, and I love you. And I just look forward to us doing more of this.
And what about you, Ruth? Got any closing remarks?
Nope, thank you.
Well, all righty then. That's it for us. We're out. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining Authors Up.